Hello, fellow duelists. This is Shadow of the Moon, and today I'm going to be doing a kind of like a ban list reaction video. I went ahead and I saw the ban list yesterday while I was at work, and saw that they banned a few things that a lot of people are complaining about on YouTube already. As if YouTube doesn't get this isn't the place where people just bitch and complain about things, anyways. Um, but let's see, Link Karibo being banned. I know why Link Haribo was banned. You know why Link Haribo was banned. It was banned because people in Snake Eyes decks used it and used it to spam out its secondary effect, which was the taking no battle damage that turn by tributing a monster on their side of the field, meaning they would tribute Poplar or they would tribute like Snake Eyes Ash or Oak or something, because those all three of those cards are level 1. There was also Baron de Flor, who was banned. Baron de Flor, honestly, in my opinion, Baron de Flor and Borlo them being banned, it sucks because I actually use a Red Eyes Dragon Link deck, and that's one of the main cards in the deck. Because let's face it, Red Eyes, decks aren't the best, and that's more of a gimmick, and it's more of a way to have like protection and kind of have like an Omni Negate. But at the same time, Konami wouldn't be banning these cards if you players weren't obsessively putting in generic level 10 boss monsters or level 8 boss monsters that all have Omni Negates and decks and finding ways to figure out how to keep using them. Baron de Flor should have been something along the lines of like one warrior and one tuner and one warrior non-tuner or something, like kind of like to make it even. And Borlo should have been the same thing, except maybe have like a rocket monster. I actually talked to my wife about this, and I did have a discussion video already posted on my channel. So I did talk about this already, but them being banned really isn't that to me isn't that big of a deal, because yeah, it hurts like decks like the Kali Yuga Blackwing deck in a way, because now we have to have an alternative route to go through the combo line to be able to go into Kali Yuga. But the deck that I had played, the Blackwing deck, is doesn't really focus on Baron de Flor or Borreload Savage Dragon. I mean, Baron de Flor is more of like just like a generic staple in there, but I don't need it. And Borreload Savage Dragon is unfortunate, but at the same time, I am going to be updating the Kali Yuga deck profile, and I'm going to be showing you what you can put in instead of Borreload Savage Dragon, because if all people remember, there was an old card that we used about 2 years ago, two and a half years ago, called Gin Buster. And Gin Buster was the generic rank 2 Exceed monster that would allow you to play through Nibiru or kind of force out Nibiru, because it was an essentially a hand trap negate. It could negate Ash, it could negate any essential hand trap if you got it on the field, because you could make it within 5 summons and the old Blackwing deck, and you could force out the Nibiru potentially. But we have Nibiru, we have Djinn Buster, we have other ways to get around it and everything. So yeah, it was an easier route. Now it's going to be just kind of a slightly different route. We are going to be using more Raid Raptor support in it. But I don't all in all think that it was really that big of a ban list. If anything, people also were asking, why didn't you hit Snake Eyes? Why didn't you hit the bonfires? Why didn't you? We all know the reason why that didn't happen. Konami needs to make money. And as a result, for Konami making money, Snake Eyes is still doing really good, and they're still promoting it. They're not going to ban the cards that are making them money, the generic cards, and all, like the cards that are actually on top right now. They're going to wait until probably like Paul from Team APS said, during the summer, when Tenpai and all the other decks are running around, and Snake Eyes kind of loses interest, because let's face it, Yu-Gi-Oh players forget what they did last week anyways. So a lot of times we're just gonna completely forget anything bad that happened with the decks. So we're just gonna move on to a new deck. Once a new deck, a new shiny deck comes out, a new archetype, shiny archetype comes out, especially, we're just gonna forget that and move on to that, and then leave the Snake Eyes in the dust. Kind of like how Tear Elements was, the Shuzu Tear Elements, and kind of like how a Cash Tear is sometimes. I mean, it's all the same. So expect the Snake Eye cards to be banned during the summer, like after the World Championships. Um, so yeah. And as far as the limited list, being Magispector, Kyrian, Thunder Dragon, Colossus, and especially a lot of the other cards that were limited, sorry, banned, summon limit, that's fine. It's a generic floodgate card and needed to go. Arch Nemesis Protos is kind of a problem. I do see that because that prevents you from playing the game. Also, with Tempe coming out, maybe that was why they were trying to do it. Maybe they were saying making it to where you could still use Protos, and it was a way to use Protos in the deck. But the only thing I feel bad for is Sword Soul, because Sword Soul is a very fun deck. It's a great deck, and I was one of the very, very few decks that I actually thought that Baron was perfect in, because Baron is a warrior type, and it was like, it felt like the theme was good. Um, but yeah, but I mean, other than that, you had Protos, coming back to one. You had Kyrian coming back to one. You had Thunder Dragon Colossus, which is fantastic. I think that's really cool because Thunder Dragon Colossus is long overdue, but it shouldn't have taken like 6-7 years. And unlimited, especially because I'm not going to talk about the semi-limited. Unlimited, like Sky Striker, Engage, and Malicious. Malicious isn't going to do anything because most hero players just play it at 2 anyways. But if anything, it helps hero players because they can actually play it with another Malicious in the deck, which is really good. Sky Striker Engage is very unfortunate because it is essentially a draw 2 and they can search for it, which is where, when they would play it before, that would essentially be what they would search for, would be Sky Striker Engage, and since it's a spell card and stuff. But now they have 3 copies, so they can just dig through their deck, and they may not even need to search for it, so they can search for something else. But I mean, other than that, if you have any comments, just leave them in the comment section below. I just thought I would do this quick update list on everything. I am going to be updating my Blackwing deck profile. Hopefully I'm going to update all 3 of them. I am updating my Caliuga now. I'm going to be updating my King Calamity build, and essentially I'm going to be updating my pure synchro build. So alright, so that's going to be it for this update and everything, and this banlist reaction. I hope you enjoyed it. I kind of thought it was fun to do. I was at work, like I said before, when I had this happen, so I really wanted to make a reaction, but I already had known what was going to happen, but I had to wait, unfortunately, for it. So alright, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much, and with that, see you guys next time. Later.